welcome back to All the Crackers in the Box. Hi, it's me, your friend Corey. And sadly, I didn't get this taken care of. I did put it away. Thankfully, it did not tangle like I thought it was going to. But I did get into the next row of just double crochets, so it's just a nice even flow with triple crochets in the corners, 2 of each, and a chain 2 to make the corners nice and big. This is a massive project. This is going to be a very long time before I'm finished. Like, look how much is still left. Anyways, glad you're here, and glad you're here to hang out with me while I give it a few more minutes of my time. On this one quite often right now, but I find with these finger weights and lightweight ones, they do take a very long time, and that's the thing. If I don't work on them, they're not going to get done, and sometimes I don't work on things unless I'm making a video, just because, well, that's not always true, but I do work on these without making a video, so that is the truth. Some of them I haven't been as much, like the lighting, like I said with yesterday with the rainbow sweater. Makes that one really tricky because it is black. And most of my crochet time is when everyone is sleeping, so it is a tricky one to slip in on my busy times. And that is a big ball of yarn to take to work with me, so I'm not really crazy about that idea. So yeah, this row is just double crochets. Really will give it some coverage, because this will be quite see-through, I get that, but it is going to be very nice for warm weather. I feel like this is going to be something I'll really like to wear. Oh yeah, double crochets. And I feel like that lump has touched my hand here. Yeah, it has. Let's see what's going on here. Carefully, carefully. I don't want to do anything to damage this yarn. I really like it. I don't want to have to add a knot if I don't have to, so I really don't want to cut anything. There are knots with every color change, but that is totally expected and makes sense. Oh, goodness. Well, hopefully this isn't going to be the case with the other cake of this, because I do have another cake to do this with. I need 2 panels, and because I'm not really tiny, I need quite a bit of yarn to do them, and that's quite alright. It is what it is, and I'm going to make it work. My goodness, this is a pretty purple. It's very, very royal. I feel very fancy. Ah, yes, very nice. I like the double crochet rows. They are almost mindless. Almost, because you gotta watch to make sure you don't lose a thread. Because that does happen occasionally, because then they will start to pop out these little bubbles of random threads, and then that's where you're going to end up with a rip or a tear. And it's no good to have any weak spots, especially with something that you really like. Oh goodness. That is not a fun one. We're going to put that down. Bye, hook. Don't worry, the hook's over by my leg. I got it. Alright, like that. Hopefully I can get through this without any massive damage or tangles. We got 2 there, so we go 2 on the top of the 2 there. And then 2 over the chain 2 space, over it, not through it. Just go over it. Don't even bother going through it. Very nice, very nice. This yarn feels so very soft. I find it to be very dreamy. Definitely would make a very nice summer blanket, that's for sure. But man, that would take forever to make a summer blanket out of this yarn. Oh my gosh. Could probably do it granny, but again, you'd probably have to be pairing it up with another yarn cake, I would say. 2 yarn cakes to make it, so that's like 8. I don't know. Depends on the size of the blanket, I guess, but 8 would probably do it, because I'd work out to being technically 4 cakes, which is a lot. And if they're 1900 meters, yeah, about 8, I think. 6 for a small one, 8 for a good-sized one. Yeah, I would say doubling it up would probably make it a little bit, well, it would definitely make it thicker, but you could probably get away with using a size 4 hook, 4mm. Maybe a 4.5. Because, I mean, I'm using a 3.5 right now with 4 strands, and if you doubled it up, it would be 8 strands. Maybe 4.5, maybe even a 5 if you don't mind it being quite loose and drapey. Something to think about. I'd probably just make a granny square out of each set, eat 4 of them, and then just sew them together. Just make a big granny square out of each cake color, so you get the middle all the way out to the outside, and they would all match and look really nice. Just something I was thinking about, because that would be very nice. Very lightweight, something you could just definitely put on when it gets a little cool in the evening, but it's not too heavy like some of the winter blankets. I may want to do that at some point. Look at us just sitting here hanging out with our crochet hooks, coming up with brilliant ideas of long projects. But But I am kind of into that. Or you could be really fun and do each square slate as a different colorway. 2 of each in 4 different colors. That might be kind of neat. Or you could start it as a spiral in the middle like I did with this one, using Bagoday's Granny Square. I think this one was Cosmic Galaxy, I'm pretty sure. See how she started it as a spiral and we end up squaring it off eventually and it becomes a big square. So there's that idea too. It looks really nice. All sorts of different options. Crochet is so great. Love it. Oh dear. Oh dear. And through there. Can definitely feel that big lump sliding around beside me as it's getting closer to my hand again. Oh, it got caught on a toy. The only toy in the whole bed. So maybe I'll be saved from it. No, it's coming for me. I know it's coming for me. You can see it out of the corner of my eye. It's bringing along the little dog kennel. And like that. Oh, going into that one was a little bit sketchy. I almost ended up with a side little piece coming out of there. I don't know why that one was so small. Interesting. Very interesting. I wonder why it was like that. And there's the piece. This is the little dog kennel that I got stuck on. See, just a little toy on my bed. Apparently I'm dog sitting right now. Because that's what I do, is I take care of babies and dogs for the girls when they're busy doing what they're doing. So, yeah. It is what it is. I have to keep their toys safe. I don't know who I'm keeping them safe from. Each other, maybe? Anyway. Oh, please don't turn into a big knot. I know this is a struggle. I feel like the yarn is biting. I'm hoping I can get through this big old mess that came out of that cake. And we can get back to smooth sailing. Because this is a little bit stressful. I don't want my yarn to get all messed up. See, like that. Only have 2 strands there. From all this manhandling, it is becoming kind of frayed. Like the threads aren't staying together as well as they usually do. So that is not what I wanted. I definitely did not want to manhandle it too much and have that happen. And obviously failed. Alright, I'll figure it out. Probably just give it a little one of these just to bring it back to itself. Hopefully smooth it out a little bit. When you have 4 separate threads, it's kind of, and they're not intertwined, they are just loose. You gotta be very careful with that kind of thing, and that does slow down the whole process of making items with the size, but they come out so pretty. And I feel like I'm getting faster at it. I have so many on the go right now of lightweight, thin yarns. The only thing that isn't a thin yarn is the rainbow sweater. And that one's just more a struggle now because it's black. And black yarn can be very difficult to work with if you don't have good lighting. Anyways, I'm almost through this loveliness, and yeah, thanks for joining me here today at All the Crackers in the Box. We'll see you again very soon, and hopefully this won't happen again with this yarn. Really hope not, but it looks like it's gonna. Anyways, see you later. Bye.